My name is Miriam, and my husband is Matthias. We own the largest inn here in Bethlehem. It's been in Matthias's family for generations. Oh, we were preparing for that night. Well, by the sunset that night, there were 3 families in every room, and he had filled the main area that was supposed to be for our family. Oh, I can remember, though, on that evening, when there was another knock at the door. And I heard Matthias go to the door and open it up and tell them, "We have no room." Well, he'd been saying that all day when the knocking changed to a fist pounding on the door. I became a little bit curious. Matthias was opening the door and saying, "I told you we have no room." Oh, it was then. The stars were bright that night, and I could see this young man in front of the door, pleading with my husband for a place to stay. It was then my eyes went further, and I could see his young wife, great with child. Oh, my heart went out to them. And I leaned over as Matthias was going to close the door. I said, "Oh, Matthias, look at the young lady back there. Why, she is not much older than our own Elizabeth." "Woman, they cannot pay." Well, my heart went out. My mind raced. Where could they stay? And I thought about the animals. At least the animals have shelter. I said, "Matthias, could we use our stable?" At that point, I did see his eyes soften. But he had to keep it up, and he said, "You take care of the details." As we walked around to the stable, I learned that their names were Joseph and Mary. I also learned that Mary had gotten pregnant during their betrothal, bringing much shame to their families. No wonder they could find no room in Bethlehem. None of their families wanted them there. And I asked Joseph, "Do you have some robes to be able to lay on the straw to soften?" And Joseph had some. He brought them in, and that's when I saw the wince of Mary. And as we were cleaning up the stable, the wince came again, and I knew it was not long before Bethlehem's newest citizen would join us. I said, "Well, here is bread for you. Here are some cloths for the baby. Well, the baby will need a place to stay if it's born. Nathaniel, help me with this sheep's trough over here. Let's bring that in, and let's prepare that. Would you just freshen up the straw, leaving them the cloths for the baby?" It was then that Rebecca said, "Mama, look at that glow on the horizon." Why, it didn't look like a fire. It was much too late for sunset. I couldn't explain what it was. I said, "It's time for bed. Let's go in." But then there were dirty shepherds walking behind those sheep. They were walking towards our stable. I began to fear for the safety of our little family. I went to wake up Matthias, but he was snoring like a bull. And then it was Nathaniel that came, and he said, "Mama, I hear noises." I said, "Yes, grab one of your father's walking stick. We need to go. I'm afraid for the safety of our little family back there." So we snuck up very quietly. And as we rounded the corner where we could see the shepherds, we saw the strangest sight. By those shepherds, they were kneeling in front of our little family of tree. It appeared to be like a glow around that baby. I couldn't imagine why they were kneeling, and so we leaned in a bit closer to hear. And we heard the shepherds saying that they were out in the fields watching their sheep when an angel came upon them and said, the angel said, "Do not be afraid, for I bring you tidings of great joy. For unto you is born a son, and his name is Christ the Lord." Christ the Lord. All this talk of angels, could it be? I just shook my head. But then they said that the angel, "And you will find this baby wrapped in swaddling clothes," those are my cloths, "lying in a manger." That's my sheep's trough. How did the angel know that? And Nathaniel looked at me. He said, "Mama, do you remember the prophet Isaiah, who told us, the Lord shall give us a sign. There shall be a virgin who will bear a son, and his name will be called Emmanuel, God with us."